بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. This lesson is Arabic dialogue, Arabic حوار. We are in الوحدة السادسة, our sixth dialogue, topic 1, and we are going to take a salah. The dialogue will be حول الصلاة, just the things that are related to prayers, or conversation that are related to prayers. And this is a very helpful dialogue since people have a lot of conversation بالنسبة للصلاة that are related to Salah. So at any time when you want to communicate, to ask about the about Salah, or want to know about where to pray, or there's so much dialogue that is around Salah. So the dialogues will really help in such areas. So our first dialogue here, we are in الدرس الأول, الحوار الأول, our first حوار in the topic of Salah, our first حوار. We usually have 3. So الحوار الأول, انظر واستمع وعيد. الحوار بين مصطفى وقصي. مصطفى: أين تصلي الصلوات الخمسة؟ مصطفى: أين تصلي الصلوات الخمسة؟ قصي: أصلي الظهر والعصر والمغرب والعشاء في مسجد بلال. أصلي الظهر والعصر والمغرب والعشاء في مسجد بلال. مصطفى: وأين تصلي الفجر؟ قصي: أصلي الفجر في البيت. مصطفى: لماذا تصلي الفجر في البيت؟ قصي: لا أسمع الأذان. مصطفى: هل تستيقظ متأخرا؟ قصي: نعم، بعد صلاة الفجر. مصطفى: استيقظ مبكرا. قصي: لا أستطيع أعمل في الليل. مصطفى: ضاع المنبه بجانبك. قصي: هذه فكرة طيبة، جزاك الله خيرا. So الحوار بين مصطفى وقصي. مصطفى بدأ الحوار وقال: أين تصلي الصلوات الخمس؟ So Mustafa is asking Qusay, and he said: أين تصلي? Where do you pray الصلوات الخمسة, the 5 prayers? Where do you pray? قصي: أصلي الظهر والمغرب والعصر والمغرب والعشاء في مسجد بلال. I pray ظهر عصر مغرب عشاء in مسجد بلال. And then Mustafa: وأين تصلي الفجر? Since he did not mention الفجر هنا, he asked: وأين تصلي الفجر? And where do you pray Fajr? قصي: أصلي الفجر في البيت. I pray صلاة الفجر في البيت, in my house. مصطفى: لماذا تصلي الفجر في البيت? Why do you pray صلاة الفجر in your house? Usually we know men are supposed to pray all the salawat in the masjid. So he's wondering why he's not praying Salatul Fajr in the mosque. And then he answered: لا أسمع الأذان. I can't hear the adhan. And here I've noticed that he means that maybe when he wakes up, the adhan is already the adhan has passed, so he did not even hear when the adhan was calling. So I think that is what he means here. It's not that he can't hear, because there is another hadith that says that if you can't hear adhan, it means that you're too far from the masjid, then you can pray at home. But in this case, he can't hear the adhan, that the adhan had the adhan has passed, has already called, and he was totally asleep. Then Mustafa told him, هل تستيقظ متأخرا? Then do you wake up late? If you can't hear adhan, that means you wake up late. So هل تستيقظ متأخرا? Then do you wake up late? And then he answered, نعم بعد صلاة الفجر. I wake up بعد, after صلاة الفجر. And then he told him, استيقظ مبكرا, wake up early, as in you need to wake up early. And then Qusay answered, لا أستطيع, I can't, لا أستطيع, I can't, أعمل في الليل, I usually work at night. You know, there's some people who work overnight. So لا أستطيع, I can't make it because I usually work at night. And then Mustafa told him, ضاء المنبه بجانب, ضاء المنبه بجانب. Then ضاء means put, المنبه an alarm clock, بجانبك, beside you. المنبه بجانبك, put an alarm clock beside you. And then قصي هذه فكرة طيبة, this is a good idea, جزاك الله خيرا. So that's how you can communicate. You can have communication regarding Salah. Maybe when you want to know if someone has prayed, what time did he pray. So there are those common vocabularies that you use when it comes to Salah, or when it's regarding Salah, like muta'akhiran, someone can be praying late. We can see there's a muta'akhiran which is used here, or mubakkiran, okay, but most of the time you can't pray before time. So it's either you prayed muta'akhiran or you prayed on time. And then we can see words like tastayqid, because of waking up for Salatul Fajr. So they're using the verb that we have already used in the past dialogues, that is tastayqid, when you want to relate it with Salatul Fajr, or even Salatul Asr. Maybe you slept in the afternoon qaylula, and then the Salah, you became mutaakhiran in your Asr prayers. So these are basically the vocabularies that I use بالنسبة الصلاة when you want to communicate on Salah. So to master the vocabulary, or to master the dialogue one, you memorize the flow of the dialogue as it appears from the content, or you remove the new vocabularies that you have learned and you do the tasrifat. So we are going to check on the, and for this dialogue we have very few. Most of the vocabularies are repetition, like astaqib, astati. This is a new astati, la astati, because you can, when you say astati, I can, but when you add la, it means I can't. So al munabbah, we have another vocabulary here, which is an alarm clock. Bijanib, this is close to, bijanib, like a neighbor. And then fikra tayyiba. So we're just going to pick one, but if for the purpose of memorizing, you can just try to write aside all the new vocabularies, and then you memorize them, or you see how you can memorize those vocabularies. So we're going to just pick one, and then we do the tasrifat, and by doing the tasrifat it will allow you to master those vocabulary. So let me see which one, which one. Bait. Let me take Baytun. Baytun can be easier to construct, to make tasrifat. So if let me put my keyboard. So if you're doing the tasrifat, first you have to know to write the correct spelling, so that you don't make mistake. So we are having al-bayt, so al-bayt here means a house. So when we want to do the tasrifat, we have to remove alif and lam and then we put as baytun. We put as baytun. We are going to leave it as bait and not so that will be bait. So the bait, now if I want to match the bait and the dhamair, I'm going to put the dhamma to make it easier for me to pronounce the last harf, because if you don't have the harakat for the last harf, you can't match the dhamair. You have to get the last harakat. So baytu, and then now you put the dhamair. So that will be, if the hu stands for one man, that will be baytuhu, baytuhu, and then here it will be baytuhuma with a pulling, baytuhuma, which means the house is for those two men. These dhamair are for people who are not here with us. So and then we have baytuhum. Baytuhum means that the house is for those many men. You just add the last this one, the whom, huma, who at the end of the noun. And then we are having here bait. We have baytuha with a pulling at the end of the bait, the last at the end of the ha, to show that this is for lady. For a man was who, and for a lady is pulling of ha. So here for dual it's always the same. Baytu huma with a pulling. Dual always match. For men and ladies you can differentiate. So I want to say the house is for those ladies who are not here with us. That will be baytuhunna, 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 and there's a shadda at the end, baytuhunna. And then I want to say this house is yours. Now these are dhamair of people you're talking to direct. That will be baytuka, baytuka, and we have to put fatha to differentiate with ladies, because the lady will be baytuki. And then we are having here baytukuma with a pulling of dual. The pulling, the alif pulling is usually for the dual. And then we are having baytukun, kum, baytukum. Kum is for men who are in front of you. You're telling them this is your house, you many men. So the dhamair for ladies, the first one is baytuki, baytuki, which means the house is yours, you one lady. And then we have here baytukuma. Dual is always the same for men and ladies. And then we have baytukunna, baytukunna with shadda at the end for ladies. And then if now I want to say this is my house, it will now change. I will put the ya at the end, and that will be bayti with the ya at the end, bayti, to show that this is my house, one person, singular. And then if I want to say this is our house, we are many, we want to say this is our house, it will be baytuna with a pulling at the end, baytuna, baytuna, which means the house is ours. So that's how you do tasrifat for nouns. And if you notice, when you're doing the tasrifat for the nouns in every dialogue, you collect all the nouns and you do the tasrifat. But the time you finish doing them, you will have mastered or memorized that particular noun, and it will help you to use it anywhere. Because if I want to say that, if I want to make now a sentence around the bait, it will be very easy for me to make the sentence, since I know the dhamair. Dhamair plays a very big role in communication. Once you know how to do the dhamair, communicating in Arabic is very easy. So سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.